Hey guys, so Saturday, kinda just took it easy most of the day, trying to wait until it gets dark out, and gonna go see Nuit Blanche. Typically I start Nuit Blanche around 1 a.m, hopefully to miss most of the drunken crowd. Still plenty of people out, still pretty warm out, so bar hopping people are out here. But yeah, let's get started with Nuit Blanche. My first stop is at the Cecil Community Center, and unfortunately a big crowd of people showed up at the same time I did, and they were like smoking in the line next to me. Pretty annoying, but oh well. The first display I'm seeing is all about kintsugi. It's a Japanese repair method where they use a lacquer from a tree to stick ceramic things, usually ceramic, I guess it could be other things, but yeah, they stick things together and then put some gold on it to make it look pretty. And yeah, so on display they have a bunch of items that are all, you know, precious to whoever broke them, and they have like a story of like why it's precious and what happened to break them on the floor. That's like you follow a light pattern and then you get to see the repair here. So this is a chess set from Kenya that someone, you know, usually they just accidentally break it or it's like in shipping. All the stories had a similar thing where it was people from other countries moving to Canada. And yeah, just kind of neat. I liked reading the stories and then seeing the repairs. Sometimes it was kind of hard to tell where the break was. Other times not so much. There was also a Zen room that you could go into and hang out in, but it took about like 15 minutes to get in here, and I didn't really want to wait in another line just to go in a Zen room. So I pretty much just left after that, looking at all the stories and stuff. And on the hallway out there was some more stuff. I like seeing the iPhone. I mean, it doesn't work anymore, I'm sure, but neat to see. And of course, as I'm leaving, there's no line, so I'm like, great. But oh well. Now I'm making my way over to the AGO. There's supposed to be something going on here, as well as this like water drop thing. I think this is always here. I feel like there's been stuff there before. But yeah, I didn't cross the street to look at their sign. I did go inside to see this Sonia Boise. This is like a singer highlighting some female musicians. And unfortunately, like, either the sound from the multiple displays are just like bleeding into each other or something. It did not sound good in here. It also could have been the people were just speaking at a regular voice volume, so it was kind of loud in there. Oh well. And then after leaving that display, you walk through a bit of the AGO. It's kind of cool. I like their hangout space. They had a sign that was like, yeah, you just relax here for a bit during your Nuit Blanche walk around. So that's good. Then from there, going a little bit south over to OCAD. They've got something going on. Metipiso Portal is supposed to be a live show for the whole duration of Nuit Blanche. And yeah, some bleachers set up. They had like a broadcast crew to the right. I guess I didn't really film them. But over in that corner, I think those people were doing a live chat while they were playing a video that was like some day-to-day life in Metipiso. So I don't know what the deal is. It seemed like they were trying to get the live chat thing to be on the main screen, but it wasn't working out. Anyways, on to the next thing. I'm kind of speedrunning Nuit Blanche here. So this was called Ripples of Time or something. I'm behind in my commentary. But yeah, it looks like they got some webcams or like some Xbox Kinects doing some body scan kind of thing. All these rippling effects going on. And then I think on the big screen it was like kind of combining both of the feeds. It was kind of neat. You know, people are having a good time here rollerblading. I think this whole thing's gonna get turned into a park soon. At least they had a design competition for it. So yeah, over here, 401 Richmond. This is an art gallery that you can visit anytime. But there's some things on display here that aren't always on display. Plus this like artist alley thing. But yeah, I was kind of just following the sound of music. And here's some DJ guys DJing away. Kind of to no one, but that's alright. So yeah, this big bird on the ceiling. I almost missed it. I was like, I saw the sign for a while, and I was like, what? Where's the crane or the swan or herring or whatever it said on the sign? Yeah. In their courtyard, a bunch of string. You could get some string and add on to it if you wanted to. I didn't add any string onto it. And I heard people asking where the raccoon was. And it's the Conrad raccoon that's hanging out in the back alleyway. They had a bit of a party-esque thing going on here. Not very busy. It's getting just a bit after 2 a.m. now, so I'm seeing the drunks walking around. That lady, well, one of the ladies there was kind of stumbling, kind of like, oh, geez, I hope this lady's alright. Here's somebody driving the wrong way on Richmond. Yep, I guess it's hard to drive. I don't know. It doesn't seem that hard to me, guys. One-way streets exist. Anyways, clock piece. I was like, is this supposed to be like a penis joke? But maybe not. It's clock based, I guess. This guy is doing kind of a live performance dance thing. Which again, this is supposed to be for 12 hours, so it's a long time to be doing this. Kind of reminded me of the big comfy couch girl doing the clock stretch. And in finding this clip, I learned that this girl, she also voiced Claire Redfield in the original Resident Evil 2. So that's just a weird coincidence. That's some Canadian children's television if you don't recognize the big comfy couch. But anyways, from here I'm going down Portland, and it's crazy. King in Portland, there's too many party people going on here. I didn't ride my bike because people are jaywalking and stuff. Yeah. But I was making my way over to The Well, where they had one thing on display. I thought this was it, but it was actually just an ad for Samsung TVs. It's making it into the video though. Sorry guys. I guess they have some TVs that are supposed to just be always on and look like a picture. This display's like, guess which one's the TV? And it was kind of easy to tell. The one that was emitting light is the TV. But anyways, here's the actual Nuit Blanche thing. Some projections on some screens. Sometimes there was people doing live music performances. They weren't doing it when I was there though. But you get the idea. Hopefully. Kind of messy over there. Alright. It's nice to see that these bike lanes are finally clear of construction. So I made my way over to the Stack It Market. I don't come to the Stack Market that much, so sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, like, is this a part of Nuit Blanche or not? Like, pretty sure they always have lights and laser stuff going on. But, yeah. School fish. The name of the kind of thing. Anglerfish. Kind of escaping me for a second there. I don't think that was a part of it. Nuit Blanche, it's probably just always there. In past years, they've had displays in these, like, art gallery kind of space. Although none of these kind of match with the description on the board out front, so I think they're just doing some art, you know? have a look, and move on. Okay, this one's definitely Nuit Blanche. I kiss you in public. Do you feel safe kissing in public? It's a bit of a shout out to the LGBT community. Anyways, there's some other stuff going on. Some lights. I like that UFO thing. But I think most of that's just usually there. So now I'm heading over to the Bentway. I'm gonna go through Garrison Creek Crossing. There's a big light bulb over here, which again I don't think is a part of the Nuit Blanche lineup, but they had. I mean, it's out here. It might just be one of those things that go longer than 1 month or 1 night. So yeah, and I put up some new pictures, I think, along the Bentways. The Bentways do refer to these big beams that hold up the Gardner. Yeah, sometimes people are kind of crowding around the placards too much for me to like get in there and get a little quick picture. So sorry if I miss some of these, but that's just how it is sometimes. You'll just have to think your own thoughts about the art. So yeah, I'm making my way, continuing underneath of the Gardner. There's some candles that I wanted to see. 7,222 miles, I'm pretty sure this one was called. Lots of boxes, I assume, of the candles that they set up for tonight. There was a guy sitting at one end who's like, don't come in from this side, you gotta go in from the other side. We set it up to be enjoyed from that side, which I just don't see how that could really make that much of a difference. I guess if there was a lot of people it would be different, but yeah. So yeah, they're tending to all these real candles. This is another LGBT, nod towards their community. I was kind of wondering if there was significance behind the groups of candles being more likely to all be lit than the ones that are just alone. Maybe. Anyways, across the street, there's another Nuit Blanche setup here. The Space of Belongings and Sky Mirage set up in the staging grounds that was here last year. Just the scaffolding. They've put in some new things. Yeah, Sky Mirage is that shiny metal thing. And then these murals are for the other project. Yeah, a bit of a shame. Sometimes the spotlights were like burnt out or something. So now I'm at the waterfront. I'm going to head over to Little Norway Park. That's the westernmost display. This one, Closer Together. It's these two stadium seats pretty close together. You're welcome to walk through and people will cheer you on, or you can sit on the bleachers and cheer people on as they go through. And I wanted to get a good shot of people going through. A lot of hemming and hawing about the group in front of me. Eventually this guy and his dog go through, kind of awkwardly. But that's what it was like. I didn't want to like push my way through with my bike and stuff, but like those people, oh my god, I was like, go through or don't go through. And then eventually I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go look at other stuff. And I don't know. I don't like cutting in line, But anyways, here's some other things. How we fall. Explosion? Implosion? They're dropping concrete into... I guess they have a bunch of cameras, so it's like a 360 bullet time effect. very Matrix-esque of this concrete exploding. Would have been nice to see more of the explosion playing out instead of just spinning around it, but I guess that's kind of cool too. And yeah, I'm walking around the malting silos. This is a new parquet kind of thing going on. Used to not be allowed to walk around them. Looking over at Billy Bishop, they have a light display. I'm not sure if you were able to go over there earlier in the day. Yeah, it's called Robert. You guys are just gonna have to pause if you want to read some of these things. But yeah, the new park, pretty nice. I'll have to go back in the day when I can like really see things. So yeah, now I'm heading east along the water, looking for more displays. On the other side of the malting silos, they have a video. It's basically like, what if they're making the malting silos like a water temple, spiritual thing? I guess, yeah, here's a video. A video on the malting silos. And then the arguing signs. So these are just regular like traffic signs that typically tell you like delays or construction ahead. And there's one on the other side over there. Perfect fit. And then this one argues back. Dryer. I don't know if that's supposed to make sense. Stop sign. Rolling stop. I feel like an old person must have made that one, because like these arguments don't make sense. I don't know. Then in the music garden, I'm pretty sure this is some like mirrors set up. Kind of cool looking. Again, the sign, too close to a big crowd, didn't want to wait for it. So I kept going along the water. Yeah, Amphipoda song. Probably said that wrong. But yeah, kind of like some wind chime puppet things on the water. Kind of a shame how far away they are. My camera didn't really capture it that well, but you get the idea. This is the distance to Mars. Kind of would have been nice if they put like kilometers or miles or something on the sign as well. I'm gonna assume that's kilometers. Yep, then next to the fire hall on the water here. The probability engine. Atlantic overturning. Sorry, I panned away from the sign before I finished reading it. Yeah, people next to me were like, I thought this had something to do with intestines. And next to this was a display. I think it was called like, what are you saying or something? Again, kind of a crowd next to the sign, so I couldn't really see it from here, but this is one of those classic portals where people are just having a good time singing into the microphone, whether the people on the other side of the portal want to hear it or not. So yeah, at this point I'm not really looking at the map, I'm kind of just going all along the waterfront, eventually seeing things. Loomy! A bunch of exercise balls with some lights in them. Kind of nice. People having a good time bouncing on these balls. Some guys doing some chanting, they were really into it. And guys, this is one of the better ones. I kind of like that one. At least people are having a fun time and it looked nice. So yeah. At a night food market. It was pretty good. It's kind of out of the way. Whereas when it was on Yonge Street, they would have sections where there's a bunch of food trucks, and those areas always got really crowded and there weren't really good washrooms. They had washrooms here. So It's just nice that like you could kind of avoid that night market if you wanted to. And now I've come across another one of those webcam portal things. What are you saying? Here you go. You can read the thing now. And yeah, the people here, they're kind of shit-talking each other now. I'm not sure if that's the same group that was there when I was just like over there, but they're like kind of being mean to the person at that station. They're like, you're really bringing my vibes down. Over here at the Love Park, they've set up some TV screens in the lake. This video is only like a minute long. I saw it loop as I was like walking around and then trying to get some more video. But yeah. I don't know, kinda neat. So now, headed more towards the water. We remembered you too. Part of it is they've lit up the trees in this little park. And then on the water's edge, this is like a sundial folly every other day. But they're projecting some video onto it, so that's pretty cool. Looking at a big sphere. Must be a pretty good projector, because the image was coming through pretty like bright and stuff. And yeah, there's a fairly big crowd just hanging out watching it. You know, it had a nice soundscape and the videos were cool. Just to like look at. Like, yeah. This one was actually decent. I feel like a lot of these video displays, if you just like made something nice to look at, like people would look at it. Oh, and there's the third what are we saying thing. These people were having the time of their life, doing some more karaoke over there. And yeah. So this was supposed to be an event hub, and I looked at the schedule. It's 5 a.m. right now, and there was no event scheduled, so I'm kind of just gonna leave. Oh well. So, not much really going on next to the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal, but across the street, this was Bashment and Lime. It's a window into Toronto's thriving Caribbean community. People hanging out in basements, listening to music, and I guess just having a good time. Yeah, a pretty big group came by when I was looking at that. I liked how crocheted all the mannequins or dolls or whatever you want to call them were. That was neat. So yeah, this part of the Martin Goodman Trail, I guess they just want people to be walking on it, but they've closed off half the road so you can bike on the road. Anyways, behind these condos is another display apartment. This is an animation. It looks pretty real from this distance. It's kind of cool. If you're watching this video, you probably spend most of your time in a room like these rooms, and that's something. And then over here, the Beyond Meat Burger. They like kind of had a setup thing, but mostly they're giving away Beyond Meat burgers. And yeah, it was close to the end of the night, so they're like, eat as many of these burgers as you want. And I ate 2 burgers. Pretty good deal. Free burgers. Yeah, I like that. Alright, the home I never knew. There's a projection going on up here. I'm pretty sure that's it. A little bit hard to make out what's going on in those videos. Then over at Sugar Beach, they've got something going on. This is it's a long name, but basically they're weaving a cat's cradle throughout the night. When I got here, it was like 3 people, and they're kind of making some weird beeps and bops sounds. This is a cat's cradle picture, by the way. Basically, a bunch of string in your fingers making each shape. They did not really seem like they were making a neat shape. And then in one of these buildings that's almost done. This is called like snail sand, snailing around. This is gonna be open for another like week or so if you want to go check this out. Basically, you get to walk on this sand. I couldn't find the door that you were supposed to go in on. Like, all the doors said exit. And I was like, what the fuck? Should I just go in? Ultimately, I didn't want to lock up my bike, so I was like, fuck it. You just walk on sand. Over here. Coalescing towards? Sorry, guys. It's kind of late that I'm recording this audio. But yeah, this is a Toronto dance thing going on. They're folding the blanket. That's it, guys. They fold that blanket. And I guess they just repeat that. Speaking of blankets, Nuna. This one, they pull out this big red sheet from the ice. I don't know, guys. I should have like reread all the things to explain them better, but basically this is a climate emergency themed one. They're like, this Red Cross, we need help because climate emergency. Well, I don't know. It's important, but it's also like it's just a lot of people talk about climate emergency. It's kind of like, damn, wish I was seeing something else. But I mean, I wish we weren't in a climate emergency as well. Signal. There's some lit up things. They're supposed to react to your presence. I can see the sensors down there, kind of like a nightlight thing going on. As I walk around, I do not notice them reacting. Like, you might think, oh, they're like changing color a little bit. Part of that's the camera, and they just always did that. So, I don't know. Yep, I've come to find this place. This is the splash pad that I hang out with my nephews on sometimes. It's kind of some shacks here. So that's it for the waterfront. Now I'm going up to Sankofa Square, formerly known as Yonge and Dundas Square, to see the Bright Web. Extremely Online Spider invites audiences to look at their web. It's like the World Wide Web and a spider web. Like, get it? They're both webs. I was pretty underwhelmed by this. And I don't know. It's a bit after 6 a.m. right now, so Nuit Blanche is almost over. The streets are pretty empty. That's nice. I did go by Nathan Phillips Square just to confirm that nothing is happening here. You know, usually one of the best things is displayed there, but there was just nothing this year, so wanted to just make sure. Going through Queen's Park, there's another underground rave, an unsanctioned rave. You can only assume it's unsanctioned because it sounds like 3 or 4 DJs have set up and are all playing music at the same time, and it sounds awful here. So yeah, it's just neat that I guess they should do that every year. But the last thing I'm gonna check out is Wild Cats at the ROM. This is an ongoing exhibit, but tonight it's free, so figured I would end off going to look at the Wild Cats. And yeah, it's been a while since I've been in the ROM. Overall, I like the ROM. But yeah, most of the displays are like taxidermied cats. I assume there used to be real cats. That's how taxidermy works, right? I guess people could be good enough to just like make an animal from not the skin of an animal, but I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. You know, everything dies, right? So just to get one that's recently dead. Yeah, people love this cat, the Pella's cat. You should look up some video of this cat. It's pretty cute looking. It's like a household cat. So yeah, some of these displays are pretty nice. They got some nice strong poses, some good sense of motion going on there. Pretty neat. Yep. Shame about all those kittens they had to kill. But it happens, you know. Some cool skeletons. Neat. A little blurb about the origin of the domestic cat. So yeah, that's kind of wild cats. They had some other things that you could look at and read. You can even upload a picture of your own cat if you want it to be at the end of the exhibit. That's kind of cool. It's an extra $12 if you want to see the wild cats on your next visit to the ROM. Just so you know. But yeah, that's more or less it for my Nuit Blanche. Looking at the sky and seeing that it is getting brighter. Kind of rushed home to get into bed before my eyes saw the morning sky. And yeah, it more or less worked out for me. I got about 5 hours of sleep in the morning, and then in the afternoon decided to go for a little bit of a walk over to the Fresco, look at the sun a little bit, and yeah, just some stuff's changing in the neighborhood. But yeah, I bought some frozen fish that I'm gonna eat when I get home. Overall, just another chill day. As I was about to go into my apartment, looks like they dug up a tree over here, which I didn't really notice on my way out, but kind of seeing a hole. I don't know. It's just like, Alright. Later, guys.